my video about triangle pose. I'm really excited you're here. I want to share with you my thoughts on what makes triangle pose and some ways that you can do it smaller and simpler so you can build up to it. It's actually a pretty complicated pose. Let me show you. So you're going to start off with your legs really wide and you're going to turn your feet the same direction. Your pelvis is going to tilt down, your spine is going to stay connected and long, and you're going to bring your arm up towards the sky. This is triangle pose. What do you think? Nah, it's a great pose, but some people find it pretty challenging. Sometimes people find it painful. That's common. Which is why I like to break it down to simpler parts. So, I think triangle pose is essentially about two things. It's about hip mobility, the ability of the pelvis to move like so over the leg bones. It's also about core alignment. It's about the rib cage and the pelvis staying together. When you're in the full pose, you're actually going to get some nice oblique strength, abdominal strength just from holding it. The other thing that's a nice benefit is usually people are getting a nice inner thigh stretch in this pose. But you can get all the benefits of the pose without killing yourself to make it look like the pictures. You know, that's actually one of the problems with yoga, is trying to look the way it's supposed to look. If you just focus on the smaller pieces, you'll get all the benefits without having to do so much work. What I like to do with my students is show them how to just do a smaller variation of the pose. Take your feet a little bit wider than hip width apart. Have your toes point out just a little bit, like less than 45 degrees, but you know, kind of in that direction. Put your hands on your hips and relax your shoulders. Find your head, crown of your head stacked up over your torso, and breathe. Soften. Sometimes we get really caught up in trying to do it right. Then you're going to gently push your left hand into your left pelvic bone, or hip bone if you want to call it that. You're going to push in, and as you do that, it'll start to push your pelvis that way. And you can do it the other way. Push in the other way, giving yourself a little nudge. You really want to bring your awareness to your tailbone or your pubic bone. That's the part of your body that's moving. Imagine you're moving that tailbone or pubic bone from left to right. A lot of people are not used to moving this way, so this might feel very awkward. The goals in doing this exercise are to move the pelvis over the leg bones, to keep the legs still, and to keep the torso strong, meaning the rib cage and the pelvis are connected. They're not like so, right? So core alignment is very key to triangle pose, and it's great because it teaches us to feel those two pieces be connected. All right, so this is the movement. You're basically doing the essence of triangle when you're doing this. Like, you don't really need to do all that other fancy stuff with your shoulders. Yes, there's cool things with your shoulders and your feet. Yes, there's some cool benefits from those too. But really, I would focus on these pieces, getting this to work and become more automatic in your awareness, and then you can build up to triangle pose. I want to just talk briefly about some compensations that tend to happen even in this small exercise. When I ask people to move this way, a lot of times some people just move from the ribs, just do a side lean. And as you can see, that's a great move in its own, on its own, but it's not moving the pelvis over the leg bones. So you want to focus more on moving from here, really getting your mind to connect to your tailbone or pubic bone, to that area of your body. The other thing people do a lot is that they maybe are able to move sideways a while and then the body kind of leans forward. And that's just because your hips are saying, I can move this far, but the rest I gotta move forward. I don't have that mobility going side to side. So to build that mobility side to side, you wanna actually just keep practicing it little by little, day to day, moving your tailbone left to right. You should make improvements and it should start to get easier. The other thing is that people bend their knees. Like they try to get the movement up with their legs. Like if I bring my knee in or out, then I can get some action happening here. And you are getting some action out of it, but it's coming from your legs. And you want to initiate the movement from right here. It's like gravity mixed with pelvic awareness. Okay. All right, so that's my tip on how to do triangle without doing triangle. And I hope you enjoyed it. I look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks.